So greetings Earth, back with another video. I'm gonna make another video to try to disbaratination the demons around me. You probably fed up by hearing about demons. I think the stupid one here it's you that do not help me help you. All these silly things that you're doing right now, I've been through 10 years ago. I lived this, I seen this. All the videos I see right now, there's a bald guy with a partner pretending to be a police officer, doing a car repound and pulling people out of their houses, having fun of destroying people's house life. Probably is a setup, because I don't think that this kind of being really exists. It has to be like some TV setup. We are being checked out by TV, which is illegal. TV is checking us out, and whatever we do inside the house, the TV shows automatically, immediately at TV. As I'm reading, trying to read some books, because eventually later on might live in the jungle. I understand that there is no social life for me in society. They don't make any effort to be my friends, or to be around me, or to coexist with me. So probably in the future, when things get tough, when I really need to eat, like really hunt for my own food, I'm gonna have to hit the road. I'm working on the bicycle that I'm gonna take with me on this journey. Before I can just be riding a fixer gear through, like, to the muds and everywhere I try to survive. So these people, when I say these people, I'm saying like society. Society positioned themselves with older women that are wanted women on real estate. They're powerful, they run the TV. But basically they're hitting, they're pounding the humble women. I call them humble, but they're like, some of them are not very humble. The humble women that are from poverty, ghetto, and middle class. So women from TV pound them, saying like, you're no good, you should just eat a lot and get fat. And if you don't eat either, you should just crawl up and down. That's what they're saying to our moms, our sisters, some sisters, people's sisters and everything else. So they have like a good life in America. All Americans now focus on TV, fake news. And then they pay a little white chick, kind of sexy chick, to check her out and their kids as babysitter. And then she'll have a boyfriend who will be like fucking around kids. But if I'm around there, they will call the police. So they focus on TV and new fake newspaper. I'll get to the FBI later. But they had many different types of a reality show, which was supposed to induce people to start recording their lives too. They have many different types of men theory and men DNAs. My DNA is not going to show in life, because they already destroyed my life. They made sure that I would have no family. And the sweet, amazing woman that I had in my life, they destroyed our marriage just for that purpose, because they showed us the vision. I remember when they were attacking my ex-wife, I could see her crying. When she was at Hawaii and they were taking her, I think when they see you marrying a woman, and if she's smart, the government look at her like, I want that. Or kids, like American men that don't see what we see, they're like, I want that woman. So they break our marriages. And then they make kind of like a spring break with your woman, and then they take her to each country where their supposed men will try to sleep with your wife. And then they keep sending pictures of her like this, or maybe topless, to put in the Facebook to show you that she's joined the conversation of porn industry, or spring break, or Tomorrowland and Burning Man and so on. These people, they break our marriage, and then they put your woman through like many countries where the mass helps Americans to steal from the world, like India, like China, Beijing, India, Hawaii. Some of the crookeds and organized crime goes to Puerto Rico and New Mexico and so on. Then what they do, they create many different types of a reality show, and then they position only women on TV, fake news, guys like myself, because I know the truth of America and the United States, especially San Francisco, California. If I walk right there right now, I'll walk in, get in a car, and like tomorrow, by tomorrow I'll be working. After the 2 days after today, which will be 2 days after, 2 days from now, I will have a car, a job, maybe doing labors, start painting walls and stuff. But like the point is, about a month I will be having a car, a apartment on my name with. I rent my name. I will not be putting strangers, especially some Afro-descendants clones of Will Smith, as my roommates to start problems. I will not allow Brazilians to make parties there so that they can bring pot and weed inside to try to incriminate me. I'll not be riding my motorcycle, my R1, like I used to anymore, because now I'm kind of more afraid of people, jealous people hating me with a car. I will start my bicycle again. Older women, they want to know my future, and they want to know the future, and they want to see what God is, or they want to see the utopia. So that's what they do. They corner guys like me with faith and a little bit of friends, no friends whatsoever. They keep all male models in all provinces, so that prostitutes that run reality show and TV shows, they can like degustate each man that they go to each country or each state or each city that they are running. Let's say that I become famous right here. This woman or this prostitute, they will just show up in my town, and they will just, he's nothing, I'm the ruler of everything. They just start taking. So that's what they are doing. They're trying to make us as a picture that we just sit at home. They find a way to give us real poor food, that we just look at the TV and look at the computer and just watch them 24/7 doing drama and doing things, and we can't read anything. As soon as I wake up, I stand up, I'm gonna go read a book. There's a gay kid next to me. He's like, yeah. He knows that he dates. And then there's always the Afro-descendants in Brazil. They put them as a garbage man. And then he start driving right in my street at the moment that I'm going to read. And then he start yapping. And then he thinks he knows me because I grew up around, like, when I was younger. And then he assumed that he knows me. And he start, whatever he can hack that I saw and I was watching on the internet right away, he starts saying out loud, meaning like, oh, I know what you were watching. It's like this. It basically, Afro-descendants and homosexuals and Brazilians, they are telling me like this: we are so crazy about you, we would love to rape you or have sex with you, but because you don't acknowledge us whatsoever, we're just going to be harassing and stalking you and mocking you around. How about that? That's what they're telling me. And they're telling me like this: we are gay, we are prostitutes, we are older people, we are people that unwanted people by you, and you have the rights to say what you're saying. We owe you billions of dollars, trillions, if there was justice in the world. But there's nothing you can do because we corrupted everybody, especially the police and the judge. So we're just gonna keep on harassing you and send you heading messages. It's a chaos. It's kind of sad, but it's a chaos. So because they know I know the truth, which is like when you see someone dressing well or building a house in the jungle, that's stealing. Why is it stealing? Because those people, they are now part of our government, especially in Brazil, which we invented this. So then they're like, okay, there's a problem. We cannot just leave Indians like digging things around and building things around for celebrities to be like wandering through the jungles. We have to put a blonde. So they bring a blonde man and they put in the middle of this tribe thing, and then this blonde man, sometimes like looking like Adam, the TV host Adam. They put Adam there, the type of Adam thing, or maybe a bald head guy with a superpower on nutritions and sponsor like supercars and super sports cars and super bikes and expedition vehicles. So he just can just walk in and out just because he grew up studying about nutrition, and he made like a bulldog or like a pit bull face, and then they respect him because of that. Probably he doesn't know everything that is in Earth. Then there is like bald head man now. They are trying to copy Prince William, because most of these guys, they're gonna kind of like have a transition. They're all gonna be him. They're all gonna walk in Prince Prince William's shoes. When Prince William was married, you can check on his wife. She had my wife's smile. Because why? Because they're like, oh, this guy has potential to be a prince, a king, maybe even a god. So we gotta break him apart. So they broke me. They broke my marriage. They keep investing trying to make me as a homosexual, which it's something typical among all leaders. Every time you see a leader, most men will try to turn him into a homosexual. Most men, they look at him, he's clean, he's sharp, he's a attacker. He's a bisexual, he's homosexual, or he's like a pretending to be FBI or some secret service. He's always there to even get your wife or you as into a homosexual, because he doesn't want you masculine. Because if you be masculine, you're gonna have an opinion, and if you have an opinion, you're gonna grow principles on you. Have you paid attention when you're seeing like a documentary about a man, about anything? There's a voice behind talking, like a thunder. There's always a very nice voice. I know that voice, and he knows me too. He pretends he doesn't, but he knows me. There's a voice there talking through the documentary or the whatever Discovery Channel that it is. He's talking, but there's a group of guys trying to bring him down. They're either like charging him about a job, or they're either cursing, or they are criticizing him, or they are bringing things about his personal life at the moment when the man is. They're saying abstract way, but I can hear because I read the same books as these tools do, so I know where they're going. So they are kind of like mocking the voice, so the voice is funny and cute in the same way, with all the respect. But the voice is kind of like, oh shit, not that he say that, but if it was me, then, like, if it was me saying, I would literally have a pause, because I would be like, oh shit, this guy is talking about my private life when I'm like telling people, like audience, about this document. This is not possible. So people think the weakest ways to, like the nastiest, weakest, and cheated ways to kind of like point people's like buttons. It's so crazy. And so I've been paying attention on this. Moving on here. So we know now all the sharp guys, the posers, I call them posers. The posers, most of them are doing box now, because I chose to start doing box. So everyone now do box. They all know jiu-jitsu a little bit too. Everything I try to do, they do. So it's just like a surpassing game. That's why I quit everything. I quit jiu-jitsu, I quit boxing, I quit everything. So they are trying to make us quit exercise, so eventually they can like force homosexuality on us, because it's weak. As more you work out, when you're working out by yourself, you will notice this attackers more. I remember when I was younger, and Sylvester Stallone and Jean-Claude Van Damme, he used to come to me as a spiritual way, or like in a way as a friendship. Maybe it was my father sending, or maybe, I don't know, my brother, I don't know. I just used to be looking for my own tempo in my own body. I used to be wondering, like, how come Sylvester Stallone, every time he get the girl in the end of the movie, he let her go? Now I understand, my friend. Every time Jean-Claude Van Damme, his every movie he's doing exercise, he's always in prison, always like doing push-ups. I'm like, damn, what is chasing this man? Now I understand. Like, even though I'm being chased, it's hard to keep up with him, because he's like sporty. He's a sports. I'm not a sports. I'm an average man that work out. I do 10 push-ups, I'm dying. It's hard, it's difficult. Especially when you get older, after your 30s, you don't get the same food that these people do. These people eat like horse food. They get hormones, like they inject hormones in them. They do all kind of things like horse supplement. I don't have. So it's difficult to keep up. So then, now I understand. We get this out of the way. Moving on with the reality show. Now I know that there's competition between reality show. For me, reality show, I look reality show like there's a potential. If Kim Kardashian was nice, I'll be like, okay, I like you. You can come be my house cleaning. I would be around. I would always suggest nice things for they can keep it up. There's jealous people. I know a ton of women that can surpass Kim Kardashian. I think it's nice they don't, because she has a name. She started with the K. She started with the K and then became her name, and the rest about Paris Hilton and all that, we all know it. They speak like little girls. The only person that complained is Kelly from CNN. The rest, no, I don't mind. I find extremely sexy. Even though I probably will think twice on sleep with any one of them. There is exceptions, but the exceptions are always married. But the rest of them, Kim Kardashian, probably if she give me like $2 million, maybe I would sleep with her, but maybe not, because there's Kanye West, and he seems very like a aggressive, very like a savage, is such a like, when I'm by myself watching him and see what he's doing, what he's reading, searching, he's kind of cool. He's kind of reminds me of Jesse, and he's always smiling. He's nice. But when it comes to paparazzi in his real life, I go like, shit, we would not get along. So moving on, it's funny how these people are claiming life, like internet and the way they set up life. What are they expecting? They bully you in school, they keep you from job, they keep you from achieving a career, and then when we have to come back to our mother's house, wait to think what we're gonna do at first, next, then they make ton of material on TV and internet talking about us living with our mothers, or that we're not man enough because men. First of all, I'm man. Second of all, I don't interact with men because men do not know how to interact. If men knew how to interact, I wouldn't be home right now. I would be on my tie. I would be with my tie on. I would be with my suit on. I would not have time for this bullshit. I would not have time for women. I would always be going to one restaurant to another, dealing with entrepreneurship, talking to people about zillions of dollars that are just in the air on clowns that they haven't made these things in Brazil yet. One, because lack of coding. Two, because noise around. Three, because there's people positioned on neighbors and everywhere to stop us from existing or from coexisting or from studying or from thinking or from making decisions. When there's someone always like, you don't think straight. You was like, I got to stop this thing out of my life. And then me, myself, I'll share with you what's in my mind. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm 40 now. I lost 10 years in San Francisco because they stole from me. Now I'm facing like a stereotype Americans. They're just because I never seen in my entire life on the internet, never seen Bang Bang or Far West movies, never. Just because I recently started watching because I was interested on the vocabulary of Lonely Ranger, boom. Now every fucking time, the whole freaking internet, it's all about Rangers and Bang Bangs and Far West. It's like, dude, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna be there. So what's the point? So we stop. It's the internet. Like even the internet harasses us, chases us. It's funny. For the good things, why don't you chase my business? Why don't you clone my business? Why don't you help me become some? No, they're wasted. They're just sitting there telling me literally, don't be anyone, don't make anything, just stay there. I'll make sure I'll give you a little two meals a day that you can just sit there and work for free for us, that you get extremely old, that you won't be able to flee anymore. That's what they're saying. They do not allow you to do anything. So as soon as I start coding to try to get back to the conversation, boom, then Americans or Brazilians especially, they put a guy similar to me, probably more good looking than me, a guy that they pick out of like a catalog of male model. And then they put there with the same clothes that I'm wearing at the day, the hair completely better. He's like much buffer and got better toys around. And then he speak in my behalf. Everyone watches it and think that this guy is working for me, but not. It's like there is people behind the curtains working to make clones of me. And then women, when they get caught, they just smile or they laugh or they pay with sex. Most of the women, they are like on reality show that they're always smiling. They're always stealing. They're stealing from some men that are dying, they're dead, men that is about to die, or anything. They want to see a scenario that the money is going into one account, this joint account with all the other thieves. The earth will never move. They don't move the earth in poverty's behalf. Because what poverty behalf is like this. You have my house, You have 4 houses and one hotel. You see, in my area, there's no hotel. Why? Because there's no activities. The men that are around, they're all fake. They're all faking phone. They're pretending to be neighbors, but they're actually living in other areas. They come here all the time, and there is always noises around, so that I can think that there is activities around, but there is not. This has already been shut down, and they know that I'm not going to stay here for very long. But that's not what matters for them. What matters for them is the material that they can extract from me, because they are building other people. Not only criminals are building. Think of, like, have you seen Bizarro from, like, Superman, the Bizarro? There was Superman and there is Bizarro. That's how criminals think. That's how Brazilian criminals think. You see this glass here? There is a criminal wearing kind of similar glass around some downtown, because he's trying to represent me. He's walking in my shoes to try to connect his lines of thoughts to mine, which is pathetic. Some of them are very talented. Some of them are very nice. It's really cool the way they do, especially T.I. Do you know T.I.? That guy represents my childhood friend. It is a crime. It's crime, because they block me from going anywhere. They are blocking me from the Zulu tribe has many drug dealers and gangsters that represent them. And then there's Zulu tribes at the jungle, they are always in a move. The Zulu tribe, they don't stay in one place. They're always in a move, and they mess with people every day. They are Mandela's tribe. Mandela's tribe is constantly calling people for a fight. They never settle. They are never happy. They are never just being. They used to be being just when Princess Diana used to exist. So if you see most of poor people, they have kind of similar names, William, Diane, and all that, because it's an organized crime. They're trying to take over the entire world. They have problems with all men. They have problems with me. They have problems with everyone. And then they unite powers by creating stereotypes and racism. For example, I've never been racist, I've never been prejudiced towards anyone, but they create this on me by building those characters. They build a bald head character that he cannot snap when people are telling him, calling him bozo, or looking at his forehead all the time. Oh, look at your forehead, oh, your forehead, your forehead. He doesn't know how to snap, and then he creates the anger. So those men, they build anger, and then they pass the hate to one another. When the hate comes to me, I go like, okay, I know what this is. Zulu tribes, darkness, black people that it's always sitting around just doing nothing, just low life, trying to create chaos and fights. They try to make you believe that those guilts and those hangers and those hates, they all belong to you. It's your fault. That you should just hang yourself. That's what they say. They mean, when you watch an African person burning a person like alive, you go like, God damn it, there is hate in life. There is hate. It's like people are haters. They really hate each other. It's not, when I see a cute thing going on, like a little cute message, oh, you should do this. One day I watched that message. I like messages that change me. For example, the guy that is going like this, the Marine guy, the whole thing, what I took for myself is when he say, a person that can make, I always made my bed, and I always thought about the army, but I didn't know what that means, what that meant. But he explained, he said, when you make your bed, they encourage you to do another task. So now I do my bed, I read 2 hours, and I do other things. But every time I'm going to read, the surroundings and the people that are willing to kill me, maybe whenever I try to flee, they are always there. And I go like, I don't know why you worry about me reading. I probably will never surpass Trump, which he's kind of like on the top of everything. And so they literally worry about. So when they worry about it, I go like, okay, maybe I am, maybe God, maybe. Because there's no way a country can stop and be 24/7 on one person like they are on me. Do you know how much I used to do in the United States? I used to clean houses. I used to work on Jamba Juice. I used to work on Corporate Express, FedEx, Velocity, Office Depot, change everywhere. Like Starbucks. Sometimes I did a couple, like a weekend for someone that was taking a vacation. You know, labors on people's houses, house cleaning, car details, this and this and that. I never knew nothing about construction, but I did construction a little bit. I kind of hurt myself, but no, it's in Brazil. There's nothing really going on. There's no post office. There's nobody developing. No picture. There's no FedEx. There's no UPS. There's no Christmas. You don't see Christmas anymore like before. There's no. They are keeping women away from me so that I don't get in touch with women. That would be harder for me to if I want to get a woman, I have to start going back to church, which that's where they want me, so that they can try to put laws and regulations in my life. And in church, there's always a pastor. The pastor represents Leo, the cop, the Brazilian cop that is in the United States. Always bald, always. It's a guy. He kind of like. He's trying to create his own stereotype. There's a lot of different stereotypes now that people are trying to create. There's a stereotype of a short man. He's like on Brazilian novellas. There's Leo. He's kind of becoming a cop, and every bald man now is a cop. If you go in the gym, he's there. He wears a big beard. He's trying to represent the god of war, and he's always chasing some Asian girl after he stole. He didn't steal. Gina was there after he married Gina, my ex-girl, which was very unfortunate what happened. But probably she's happy. Maybe he got some money. Maybe that she was after. It's weird when you see people being cynical, being fake and phony. Even their smiles, I can see now. It's weird to watch TV and see internet, because now from their smile, I see pieces of family, like corrupted people, corrupted family, corrupted friends, what they were after. Like now I can see the 10 years of San Francisco, California. I see what it is. I know now why they chose their spot, why they chose California, why they chose San Francisco. It's like sometimes it's not, I know it's a blasphemy, but sometimes I feel like God. I don't even need to close my eyes anymore. I can, my mind just work by itself, and I can, not that I create stereotypes like everyone does. There's a lot of people that do not know anything about the game or the conversation. They just, are you this, or you're just Mexican, or you're just rosé, you're just a criminal, or you're just this and that. I'm not like that. I let the person speak first. When they speak, when they open their mouth, I already know what they're about. All right, so take care. I'll talk to you later. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.